Top 10 Incredible Film Directors with Distinctive Styles. This film is so fill in the blank with directors whose signature techniques have not only captivated moviegoers but also left an indelible mark on the art of filmmaking itself. It's one thing to make a great movie. It's quite another to make one in a way instantly identifiable for its directorial calling cards. Here are 10 directors whose distinctive styles helped make them legends. 10. Wes Anderson. The director of such classics as The Royal Tenenbaums, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou is modern filmmaking's most effectively weird filmmaker. With few exceptions, Wes Anderson movies are more live-action storybooks than conventional films, with relatively simple plots serving as vehicles for ornate typography, elaborately embellished set designs, and quirky characters toggling between outcasts, anti-heroes, and flat-out oddballs. 9. Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone is an incredible filmmaker who may also be incredibly insane. But nuts or not, his strategic sensationalism has yielded some exceptionally memorable movies. 8. Spike Lee. The industry's most famous African-American director has lent more than social justice and black cultural celebration to filmmaking. Spike Lee is also the inventor of a particular type of scene called the double dolly shot. 7. Ken Burns. While other documentarians explore singular events or themes, 9/11, the 2008 fiscal crisis, the opioid epidemic, Burns wrangles the Civil War, American westward expansion, the West, World War II, and jazz. These feats, often at least 9 multi-hour episodes apiece, are akin to teaching a college course on the subjects. 6. David Zucker. While David Zucker hasn't elicited so much as a chuckle in over a quarter century, he makes this list for 2 reasons. First, the comedy director has a decidedly distinctive style. Second, he has written and directed 2 of the 10 funniest films ever made. We're talking, of course, about 1980's Airplane, and 1988's Naked Gun, from the files of Police Squad. 5. Quentin Tarantino. Casual, superfluous violence, anyone? It's tempting to see blood spatter aficionado Quentin Tarantino as a one-trick pony, a director whose signature ultra-violent scenes are an attempt to distract from shortcomings elsewhere. But what's exceptional about Tarantino is that, despite being most associated with bloodbaths, his filmography would be stellar even without them. 4. Akira Kurosawa. Over a nearly 60-year career, Akira Kurosawa earned a reputation for being Japan's greatest filmmaker, and one of the top few directors, period. Kurosawa left an indelible mark on filmmaking at large, but his working methods were perhaps his most noteworthy legacy. Simply put, he was difficult to work with, from a film's inception to its finished, theater-ready product. A true moving picture perfectionist, Kurosawa took command of scripts and lorded over writers and, once in production, had a vision that often took both actors and cameramen dozens of takes to meet. In post-production, he was his own meanest editor, chopping and rearranging until his own lofty expectations were met. 3. Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese thrives on violent subcultures. He's a master at deep dives into seedy underworlds that protagonists and anti-heroes must deftly navigate to thrive or survive. The Mafia, Goodfellas. Porn and prostitution, Taxi Driver. The Mafia again, Casino. Boxing, Raging Bull. The Mafia again, The Departed. Mid-19th century slum gangs, gangs of New York. The Mafia yet again, The Irishman. Scorsese's stories immerse audiences in an underbelly society, narrowing their focus before expanding upon it extensively. 2. Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock is the only director on this list who stands as the undisputed greatest in his genre. Buttressed by Hitchcock's 5 Academy Award nominations for Best Director, every other horror filmmaker is competing for the silver. 1. Stanley Kubrick. Many, including me, consider Stanley Kubrick the greatest filmmaker of all time. Pigeonholing Kubrick into a distinctive style would be unworthy of his genius, so instead, let's focus on a common theme. Here, among Kubrick's most effective directorial devices is his lack of faith in humanity. Many of his films serve as a blunt yet artistic warning that mankind is its own hubris-driven worst enemy.